as we welcome you inside St. George's Arena in Newport, Rhode Island. And it may not be the Stanley Cup playoffs, but it's playoff time nonetheless in the Commonwealth Coast Conference quarterfinal action as the home Salve Regina Seahawks host the Western New England Golden Bears. Matches alongside Bobby Olson. Bobby, we just saw these Golden Bears here over about a couple of weeks ago. A 7-5 victory for the Salve Seahawks in that game. They dominated for most of the game against a team that, when you look at their record of 5 and change, how are they even in this playoffs?
That's a good question, Matt, but that last game that we did together, that high-scoring affair, the Seahawks seem to be in control. The scoreboard doesn't really tell that story as we see these teams get introduced, but I think the Seahawks should continue to dominate tonight.
We hope so. They're coming off of some very tough games to close the season. Had to go up against Curry College, had to go up against UNE, two of the top teams in the Commonwealth Coast Conference. Should they get through this game, they'll probably end up seeing one of those two sides in the semifinals, and it'll have to be on the road as well, too, as they're in the lower seed.
Absolutely, and I think going into the playoffs, it's really important for teams to be battle-tested, and like you said, Seahawks played some very talented teams, so they should keep that momentum going into this one.
One good thing about the Seahawks we could also say is healthy. It's been an up and down season. It's been roller coasters. There's been a lot of injuries. The biggest thing is that everybody is healthy right now.
Absolutely, and the Seahawks love to lean on their guys, the Mitch Walensky's, the Seth Bensons, the Joe Kyles of the world. They're all here. They're all active tonight as they've been all season, and I just can't wait to get started.
Western New England starting lineups have been announced. They're going to announce the Seahawks starting lineups, and then we'll take a look at those lineups for you. But a change in net tonight to talk about as the Salve Seahawks get their lineup announced. Levi Mitchell going in net tonight instead of Anthony Del Tufo. Mitchell, 5 games on the season, 1-0-1, 3.07 goals against average, and 80% save percentage, and they decided to go with Mitchell, and we've seen him the last 2 games, especially that UNE game. Del Tufo gives up 4 goals. They call timeout. Mitchell comes in, and if you check that to the rest of the game, Salve wins 2-1. Eliminate the first 10 minutes of that game, Salve wins that game 2-1.
And sometimes that's just a locker room move from the head coach, and Zach Glenn definitely not afraid to switch things up, but like you said, the Seahawks lit up 4 goals in the first period, and then out of that timeout, Mitchell comes in and just the rest of the Salve defense leans on him, and they shut them out the rest of the game. And that's the number 8 team in the state we're talking about. So let's see if Mitchell can keep it going into this one. I'm sure his team will stand right behind him.
We're going to pause as they will play both the Canadian and U.S. national anthems, and we'll be back with you on the opposite side of the anthems. Western New England will go with Matt Doherty, John Aniello, and Sam Mitchell up top, along with Shane Miller, Finn Bambry, and Colton Lancaster in goal. For the Salve Regina Seahawks, Seth Benson, along with Logan Calder, Johnny Malera. Up front, Josh Kroon, Brendan Kim, and as we mentioned, Levi Mitchell in net. One key note, the 55 of Daniel Demchuk, who was very key for Western New England in the game last month against Salve Regina, out for tonight's game. That is going to be huge for Western New England, and we're going to see how they're going to replace that offensive side from Demchuk. He was pivotal on that second line along with Leach and Stefano. They've put Justin Sullivan into that right wing slot. So a little bit of shake-up there for Western New England. No shake-up for Salve. 20 minutes on the clock. Let's play playoff hockey. And we thank you for tuning in this evening on Fans Only Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Joseph Lemmy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island, and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com today. Salve Regina in the blue, looking a little nifty as Josh Kroon pushes that one down. It will loop around the backside boards and comes out for the Golden Bears to try to move it, but quickly on to it was Logan Calder. Back through the neutral zone in a long distance shot that will be saved by Mitchell, and already fisticuffs on the back end of the play.
Not even a minute into this one. You can tell these guys are fired up, as are we. But I just can't imagine the emotions going through their minds right now. Playoff hockey, nothing like it.
A Wednesday night 7:30 face-off here in Newport. Stone's throw from the beaches. Only Division III hockey team to play on an island. Might be the only one to play on a shoreline. Aside from that being the case. Western New England's going to have to cycle this one down into their defensive zone, trying to peel back across to Stefano. And that one goes nowhere, but all the way down for icing and a line change to come.
The Seahawks force an icing, and the Golden Bears just kind of give the Seahawks a really good opportunity here as we go with the Zimmer line with Joe Kyle and Mitch Walensky, two major playmakers for the Seahawks. Let's see if they can capitalize early.
Do not forget Joel Shoemaker, who is also a part of this line along with Azano. Shoemaker has been known to snipe from the blue line a time or two. We've seen it happen towards the end of the season. Wouldn't be surprised to see one out of him tonight as Azano is going to move this one all the way down the ice. And icing will send the puck the opposite way.
So both teams trade icing on plays that they really didn't need to ice the puck on, just missed passes. But offensive zone faceoffs are key to starting any scoring in this game.
$18 and a half left to go here in the first. Azano gets that one across for Kyle. Joe Kyle off to the races as Kyle spins one back right in front, and Azano had one on frame that's saved by Lancaster.
Yeah, Kyle saw his trailing captain right behind him, just dropped it off, and Azano let one fly. And then the net comes off its moorings. They tend to do so here at St. George's with just a slight touch of the skate.
A lot of these high school and academy style rinks use the spike pegs versus the dug in the hole pegs that you see in the NHL arenas, so they don't have as much stability as we see in, say, like, you know, I want to still say the Dunk, Providence Bruins at the Amp or Boston Garden or anywhere really for that matter. Tracking down hard was the 27 of Hoon Kim. He gets that one to wrap around. Tape-to-tape pass back for Kim. Kim works out there with the 71 of Damon Zimmer. As they come back around up top once again, Kim slets that one over. Walensky standing at the blue line looking for it. It hits on the 44 of Garrett Smerley, and Smerley is dispossessed all the way down. Mitchell will hold that one for a save, as the only opportunity Western New England had there was for the 7 of Jordy Morgan to send it the distance.
Right, but the Seahawks is playing with some serious energy here. I mean, the college hockey playoffs, got to expect that, but nice to see from the guys fired up.
Quarterfinals action. If the Seahawks are to win this game, they would head on the road for the semifinals, and should they see their way through, it would be a very odd situation to have them end up back here for the finals. A few upsets would have to occur.
One game at a time, Matt. We gotta get through here first.
One period at a time, I think, is what you really meant to say. Is Seth Benson picks this one up from the blue line. Benson cycling around, looks back for the 22 of Johnny Malera. And no luck for the USA medalist. Got a chance earlier this week to sit down with head coach Zach Klan and talk about a number of the players on this team, talk about the team, the season that it was, what his thoughts were looking to the playoffs, and great chance. You know, we've had the grab and goes with the coach during games, and it was great to actually sit down for a good 15 minutes and talk to Coach Klan about the way the season has been. We'll have that interview for you as we go through the course of the proceedings today and tomorrow as well too. We're going to have a special Fans Only Sports Network Salve Regina Seahawks podcast show with the coach and a number of the players from the team, talk about the season as a whole and what it's been and what it's like to be here on Salve.
Well, that's got to be pretty exciting, Matt.
Yeah, something a little special. As we close it off, and all bit things being, this is likely to be our last broadcast of the season tonight.
Bittersweet endings.
This one's going to scoot down into the back corner. It'll get picked up as Tenkoppel got thrown into the boards. Your hands went out. I think you were as surprised as I was. There wasn't an arm and a whistle on there.
And referees tend to have their whistles stuck around the neck and not really in their mouth too much, trying to let these guys just play a little bit of hockey.
A double referee, double linesman crew from the Atlantic Hockey Conference for tonight's game, as this one is carried by Sam Mitchell. Mitchell on Mitchell, and that one is saved by Levi Mitchell. And there's tonight's edition of Broadcasters Chaos. Caden Krause for the Seahawks. Krause got tied up there at the blue line, nowhere as well for Matt Brunton, and that one will be shepherded aside craftfully as Smerly decides to throw a Golden Bear into the boards. With a bit of steam is Walensky, fires one, it hits off the glass. Karam's around, might come back for Walensky. He's able to poke that one over. From the top is Kim, and that one goes wide. Underneath for Damon Zimmer. Back for Kim. Kim slides across the blue line. Had Joe Kyle there, but instead sent it all the way across to Smerly. As it gets poke-checked up into the netting and the Western New England bench, we get a stoppage of play.
Good zone time there for the Seahawks. All those shots, however, missed wide. You got to score. You got to put it on net.
14:53 left to go here in the first period of play. No score between these two sides. As Bobby said, plenty of shots on goal, but most of them wide. This one is a loose puck right in front, and it comes back for Kroon, who fires one, save made by Lancaster. Josh Kroon once again. Kroon sent that one across for Brendan Kim, and it's poked off and carried the other way off sides. Is a little too speedy. Was the 22 of Justin Sullivan, and some discussions after the play between Brendan Kim and a couple of Western New England players.
Well done by the linesmen to get right in there and break anything up. Seems they want to have as much control of this game as possible, hockey aside.
Just in the first period of play, so there's certainly going to be plenty of emotions flying high. Legs haven't kicked in yet. That's a tripping call, not called by the referees, as down went the 19 of Logan Calder.
Feels like the only penalty we'll see tonight is just blatant calls. Might be the only thing, but that seemed pretty blatant to me.
Wrap around on the backside boards, picked up there by Brendan Kim. Kim sends that one all the way down as he's looking for Dylan Price. First time we've called Dylan Price's name tonight as he gets involved in the action. Brendan Paquette is out there patrolling the top of the blue line with Azano. Paquette right off of the side boards, as we mentioned. This one pops up and over top of the scorer's box near our broadcast position. I think that might have actually gone off of the front of our cameraman's scaffolding. Take a look at Alden Darris, our center ice cameraman. He says all good. Clank of a different iron. Big hit
Stick
from the
went
91
flying.
of Jason Diamond. As Diamond pressures down in the corner, this one comes back out to the blue line. Look out, here it goes. It's the 17 of Walter Bauman, and that one has deflected up into the netting.
How about the yard sale on that one? Big contact. And it looked like Shoemaker's stick went a good about 15 feet flying through the air. Something you don't see every day.
And while everybody was watching that hit on Shoemaker and his stick, Walter Bauman went coast to coast. As Bauman comes off to the bench, and he'll get a breather replaced there by Caden Krause. Matt Gasiuk. And another big hit and another flying stick. This time the arm is up. And are we going to get an icing call as this one was sent all the way down? So Kim and Smurley, along with the 11 of Gashek. Down to the right-hand side of Levi Mitchell. And Caden Krause wins the faceoff for the Seahawks. Gashek carries that one up the side boards. Rugby scrum in the back corner as it pops out for Kim. Matt Brunton taken away by Western New England, carried out of the zone craftfully, only as far as the opposite side blue line as it's lost and sent back the other direction from Zimmer, and that's a big save by Lancaster. The 21 of John Dianello involved in that play for Western New England.
Seahawks physicality really on display here, and you can see it's generating even more zone time for them. See if they can keep that up.
Along the near side boards, Jason Diamond, as he tried to shuffle that through the Seahawks defense, could not. As Josh Kroon starts this one out, Zimmer fires, saved by Lancaster, still loose puck, and he covers on top of it.
Seems like Zimmer broke loose behind the Golden Bear defense, had a one-on-one chance, but just fired it into the Golden Bear logo. But offensive zone face-off. It looks like the top line for the Seahawks out there.
11 and change left to go here in this first. Game one of the quarterfinals. And I think we might be the only quarterfinal game playing tonight. That's why I said game one of the quarterfinals. Like, we are game one.
The Seahawks getting 3 CCC playoff games in just 2 days. Both basketball teams played last night, but both suffered defeats. So the Seahawks hockey squad looking to be the one victory.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, both men's and women's basketball teams. Men were on the road. Women were home last night. And a great ending to the season, getting into the playoffs, an unfortunate ending to the season when it comes to an end with a loss.
Definitely a bittersweet ending, but got to be proud of all the seniors for all the work they put in.
And I believe that is the end of the road for Shuey, right?
Absolutely. I believe you're right. She is a senior, but she also may be having some kind of fifth-year option that might be possible with the school. So maybe not, but
wow.
I think we had 4 or 5 seniors for the ladies, but they put together an excellent season, and hopefully they can run it back again.
Behind the back of the net is the 49 of Joel Shoemaker. As that one goes right off of the side of the net, Colton Lancaster had to kick that one to the corner. Dylan Price down there. Fisticuffs occurring behind the net for Azano to bring this one out to the corner. Azano ran out of real estate as he's pressured into the boards. And Azano ends up taking down a Golden Bear player. And then Azano goes down as Billy Hefferly and Anthony Azano are having issues with each other.
Lots of physicality. Love to see it. And we're just in the first period.
Back in the neutral zone. Picked up by the 77 of Caden Krause. And Krause's attempt will go into the glove of Lancaster. Midway through this first period, no score between the two sides. Thank you all for tuning in this evening here on Fans Only Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com for more information, and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by being a part of RREliteRecruits.com. The crowd has started to trickle in to St. George's Arena, and now it is a pretty packed house, and I feel like if the Hawks score, this place is going to get the roof blown off. Save there by Lancaster, is firing one for the blue line with Smerly, and we've got a whistle. And I think we're going to get a face-off down in the corner, and no penalty called, just a puck out of play. Nine and a half. Kroon will chase this one as Sullivan chases it for the Golden Bears. Sullivan fires that one, deflected off of Kroon, but then hits the glass behind.
Well done by Kroon to get a stick in the way there.
Caden Krause deflects off of the boards for Brendan Kim. Kim wipes out on the backside as he was looking to try to slot that for Brunton. Taken away instead and moved craftily Josh Bliss for the Golden Bears. It tic-tac-toes around in the back zone. Gaswick alongside of the Salve bench, getting thrown into the boards hard, was the 15 of Jordan Jackaman. And the puck will go behind the Salve net. Seahawks trying to exit the zone here. Western New England not helping, and that one rang right off of the post on an absolute ripper that came off of the 20 of Shane Miller. Now the Seahawks will finally get this one out of the zone. Kyle flicks one, and it will be covered by Lancaster.
Sure, Levy Mitchell was happy to hear that sound. That means the puck didn't beat you. The post was there to save him, but what an excellent chance there for the Golden Bears.
Saw one couple days ago in a high school game that hit all three and went in. Literally, thing dinged off the left, the upright, and then like went left crossbar right and then in.
You're talking about tic-tac-toe. That's exactly what that is.
For Lancaster. I said upright. I'm watching XFL football too much right now. I got to admit, though, it was an exciting first week for XFL. kind of glad to see XFL football back with all the crazy rules.
Absolutely, and it's fun when it's founded by one of America's sweethearts, The Rock. So, and you gotta think it's got to be some kind of entertainment value there.
The Rock, a former college football player at University of Miami, had a few little stints in the NFL, but I think made it a little bit better as a WWE wrestler and action movie star.
Yeah, not a terrible actor is Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
No, he's pretty funny. Face-off won by the Golden Bears. This one will stay just below the roof. And Shoemaker will take it. Azzano back to Shoemaker. They sent that one for Kyle with Walensky to the opposite side. Now they're going to go Azzano to Walensky. From the top, Walensky scores! Mitch Walensky from distance lights the lamp.
The Seahawks are going to lean on their stars, and who else but a Team USA medalist to do it. Fires one short side on the glove side of Lancaster, and just no chance. Sizzles right through, rips twine, and the Seahawks find the lead about 13 minutes in.
So Walensky picks up the first goal of the game. They're going to give the assist to Anthony Azzano for Walensky. That'll be his 13th of the season. For Azzano, it'll be his 6th assist of the season, and these are goals where you want them. They are so big right now.
They're big, but last time we called this game, Matt, it came by a surprise. The Golden Bears were very quick to answer. So let's see if the Seahawks can keep the pressure on and not let up a game tire.
Thank you for reminding me on that. This is why we have you as a part of the broadcast. You remember the things that I don't need to.
Right, and we don't want to see the Golden Bears even have a glimpse of hope to get back into this one. Let's see if the Seahawks can continue to dominate in the offensive zone.
Fourth meeting between these two sides. The Seahawks have won the previous 3, so they're looking for a full season sweep as that one got turned around right in front. And Lancaster was able to shepherd it away. I believe that might have been Brunton that was standing right there in the middle. Brunton and Kim on the ice right now, along with the 77 of Caden Krause. They go with the 44 of Smerley and the 11 of Gashwick. As Mitchell had to kick one high as that came from the corner. Cameron Gaylor as he sends that one down in, looking for Ever Schneider. And it will get poked out back into the neutral zone. Reinsert from Jordy Morgan. Will only go as far as the 73 of Brendan Kim, and he'll send that one all the way down. So the Golden Bears will recollect. Malera intercepted that one right at the logo. Allows Salve to make a minor line change and get Logan Calder out onto the ice. So they're going to go Calder at center as this one comes back for Kroon on the corner. Kroon fires. Calder looking for the redirect. Couldn't turn it. A bucket goes flying from a Western New England player.
How about some discussions between the Western New England bench and the linesman, or the man with the orange stripes on his sleeves, rather?
Yeah, they were debating about change. They thought that they were going to get caught out without the change, and the referee was trying to explain to them, you can change. You're allowed to change. This Atlantic Hockey Conference crew tonight keeping tabs on a very, very important game as that one went off the side of the net on a good shot in the corner from Calder. Calder right back out in front, hit the post. Logan Calder is becoming a pest right in front of the net right now for Western New England. 2 shots within the span of about 30 seconds. One off of the goalie Lancaster and the other off the post. 22 is Justin Sullivan. All he can do is get run into the corner. Puck pops around and comes free for Kyle. Offside is called.
Walensky a little too excited there, looking for his second of the game already as he scored the game opener for the Seahawks, but not a lot of offensive zone time for the Golden Bears. Seahawks really keeping that forecheck up, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
Four and change left to play here in the first period. Walensky's goal, his 13th of the season. Lucky number 13 for the Seahawks is the one on the board right now. As they pin it to the corner and it scoots back out to the blue line, will be shepherded around by the aforementioned Walensky. For Kyle on the opposite side, getting dumped down in the corner was Zimmer. No call from the officials. Outstretched and brought back by the Golden Bears, Hefferly. Zimmer. Kim. Zimmer gets dumped down hard again, and still no arm from the referees, and that's twice in the last minute or so that Zimmer's gone down hard from a Western New England player.
Yeah, the Golden Bears responding to the Seahawks' physicality with some of their own, and they need that chasing in a playoff game. They have to keep their minds and bodies at the highest level at all times, or they'll fall behind to this talented Seahawks roster.
Kroon at the blue line. Price was looking for it. Instead, it gets taken away by Sam Mitchell. And it comes up into the glove of the other Mitchell.
I think Del Tufo got a glove on that one.
Yeah, got popped around a little bit. came off of a shot. Came off of the backside. I think it might have caromed off of that odd seam on the backside and hit all the way back to the bench.
Every time I see that, I just think of that. I don't know if you remember that Zdeno Chara hit from a long time ago when he was still a member of the Boston Bruins. You see that weird carom off the boards with the padding there. Well, in the NHL, there was no padding. And
yeah.
I believe, I can't remember who the Canadian was, but he just got leveled. So every time I see one of those caroms like that, I just think back to that horrific play.
Yeah, Levy Mitchell came over to the corner there, and no intent on him. He was well out of the way of anybody around him, but then the puck caromed oddly. This one right in front of Lancaster, still a loose puck. Down on the ice is Bauman, and then this one gets poked all the way back. Walter Bauman. And I feel like this is the sort of modus operandi tonight for the Seahawks is create pests in front of the net, crash the net. And we've seen Bauman in front of the net just poke checking away. We've seen Calder poke checking away. We've seen Walensky. This seems to be what they're going to try to do is like really just make Colton Lancaster have to go all over the place.
Yeah, it's tough to see through a body right in front of you. And when you're already chasing down one, you start to get a little nervous. I don't want to let in another one. So well done by the Seahawks creating that obstacle in front of the net.
Seth Benson for Azano. Little flick of the wrist for Malera. As he got that one forward for Calder. Calder will deflect it. It'll wrap around along the top of the dasher boards. Azano from the blue line. Slot off to Benson. Benson comes back. Shoemaker sends one in the center. Malera fired. That one went just wide. Comes back. Azano kept that one at the blue line. Malera is going to cycle in the corner looking for a slot pass. Has to go down and deep instead. This one came right off the edge of the tape of Shoemaker, and it'll scatter back into the neutral zone.
Malera is just incredible. He's in one spot 1 second, and then you look and blink your eyes, and he's 4 feet to your left the next.
Kyle with Walensky. As this one comes right in front of our camera position. Walensky coming away. Walensky fires. Lancaster makes the save.
Turnover in the neutral zone. Turned out to be a pretty excellent chance there for the Seahawks. Walensky fires, but Lancaster makes a save with just a minute to go in the period.
1:03 separating us from the first intermission. A Mitch Walensky goal, his 13th of the season, about midway through this period, is the difference maker so far, as that one gets snapped hard from Peter White, and Levi Mitchell makes the save.
Well done by Mitchell there. Got his stick down just in time, but had a few pieces of equipment there to block that one, but well done to get it out of play and force a face-off.
So 45 seconds with a face-off to the left. Off of Kyle. Zimmer wide. Cycles back around. Seahawks not done yet. Walensky, 3 yellow jerseys in front of him, and a whistle. And I think they're going to get the Seahawks. 2 minutes for interference to Mitch Walensky.
It may have been in the area of Lancaster. I saw a body go down, but it's a tough penalty to take for the Seahawks. Just 28 seconds left in the first period. Now they're going to have to kill for 28 seconds.
If they kill for the remaining time, obviously that'll carry over into the second period of play, as this one will get sent on a saucer all the way down. A fast flying object, but not an unidentified flying object. That one's going to be icing. I had to get a UFO joke in somehow during a hockey game. There's just been so much. There's so many jokes that can get made about all the UFO things going on in the past couple weeks.
Right, you are. As there's a silence while I try to think of one on the spot.
Logan Calder. Kyle. In the final seconds to go of this first period, as Kyle fires one just wide. Kroon will push that one into the corner. Horn will sound, and we're through 20 minutes of play. Mitch Walensky, lucky number 13, puts the Seahawks on the board 1-0 after 1. We'll take the intermission break. You're watching Salve Seahawks Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network. 1-0 after one as we welcome you back inside Panzoli Sports Network. Matt Jolis alongside Bobby Olson. Mitch Walensky, lucky number 13 on the season for the Seahawks. And it's a Seahawks lead.
I mean, Matt, who else could it really be? I mean, you knew it was going to be one of our guys. I know he's in the box right now, but I know he's still remembering that snipe of a goal to put the Seahawks up, and it's a playoff goal. So I'm sure he'll remember that one, and the Seahawks will look to build off it here in the second.
40 minutes of hockey left to play. We start the second period underway. Here we go. As the puck is dropped and moved by Josh Kroon. Tonight's second period brought to you by Joseph Lammy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephlammy.com for more information, and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports, including Salve Regina coaches. Be a part of RREliteRecruits.com today. Along the backside blue line with a little bit of penalty time left to work with. The 21 of John Dianello. Seahawks push that one back. Dianello will track behind his own net. Line change minor as Smerley switches for Razzano. Benson and Kroon on the ice, along with the 19 of Logan Calder, and a hard shot! And a save by Mitchell as that one came flying from Matt Dougherty. And a second attempt, and Mitchell another save. Benson will chase this one all the way down, and we'll get a whistle and a stoppage of play with 23 seconds remaining on the advantage.
Well done by Benson. Heavy offensive play in the Golden Bears zone, and it's going to force a face-off in the defensive zone for the Golden Bears, and that's excellent penalty killing there by Benson.
Yeah, and Seth Benson, one of those players who you're going to end up finding will not be where you think he's going to be, and then all of a sudden he pops up and makes a great play.
No, absolutely, and Seahawks did very well there to kill the penalty there as Walensky's looking at that clock to get out of the box, but well done to come out in the second period and just do your job.
Benson, one of those X-Factor players on this team, and of course, the Moorhead, Minnesota native, a junior, so he'll be back next year. That entire top line of Benson, Calder, and Malera, along with Kroon and Kim, all coming back next year for the Seahawks.
Absolutely, and you got to build off the games like this. Hopefully they can make a little bit of a run in these playoffs and then just build on that with the youth next year, and I'm sure the Seahawks will be just fine for years to come.
This one is going to get pinned along the backside boards and then pokes out for the aforementioned Benson. Gets that one across for Shoemaker. Benson's going to come off on the line change. Shoemaker got bottled up, and it's poked back through. Chased by Azzano. Chasing Azzano is the 88 of Dalton Garcia. Good slot play. Look at Joe Kyle to the races. Kyle scores! Joe Kyle.
And it's the Seahawks. I mentioned three guys at the beginning of this game. Mitch Walensky, Johnny Malera, Joe Kyle. There's two that have been on the score sheet so far. It's 2-0 Seahawks. And who else but the Michigan man to put them up 2-0 and double that lead?
Joe Kyle, Troy, Michigan, transferred from SUNY Plattsburgh in his 23rd game of the season here for the Seahawks, his 23rd game as a Seahawk, and his 15th goal of this season gives the Seahawks a little bit of breathing room at 2-0.
Nothing like an insurance goal in the playoffs, but plenty of hockey to go.
Brendan Kim, Kyle right on the doorstep there, almost had a second.
Seahawks continue to put the pressure on. They did that after the first goal, and now it's generated a second. Let's see if they can keep it going.
This one's going to slide all the way down. Will be picked back up by Damon Zimmer. Zimmer, craftfully around the backside of his net, brings this one up near side opportunity there as it was Dylan Price to work with it. Hoon Kim will come out to join Brendan Kim along with Paquette. Bauman and Price for Price. Pokes that one up. Gloved by Paquette. Turned over instead. Good defensive spinning play from Dylan Price. Price sends that one into the corner for Bauman. Bauman around the backside. In playoff games, you have to have eyes on all sides of your head. Dylan Price showing it right there.
He made an excellent defensive spinning play, as you're right, and that turned it into some transition offense for the Seahawks and had some time in the offensive zone.
Schneider score.
Matt, like we said, the Golden Bears, when they let one up, they like to go right back down the ice and get it back. And the Golden Bears do that there and cut the Seahawks lead in half. Seahawks have to tighten those screws on the defensive end and maintain this lead.
Everett Schneider, the freshman from San Antonio, Texas. Played in the EHL for the New Jersey 87ers before coming to Western New England. For the 85 of Connor Leach. Somebody just let the air out of the building.
Right, it just went completely silent. You can hear a pin drop right now.
That one is saved by Lancaster, and we're going to get a hooking call on the 20 of Shane Miller.
The Seahawks stars are going to shine in this playoff game. You already had 2 score, now a third. The 22 of Johnny Malera drives hard to the net with some beautiful deke moves, and he draws a hook on his way to the net, so the Seahawks go to the man advantage. Look to get that goal back.
Malera on the ice right now along that backside line that you were talking about with Calder, and Calder wanted to punch that one in.
Might have brought that one down and batted it out of the air with a high stick possibly, but it goes into the glove of Lancaster.
The modus operandi still intact here as Calder is going to be the pest in front of the net. Malera. They will take their time on this power play. Brendan Kim right through the middle, hard shot Kyle, and that one went just wide.
I mean, he got his first. He's hunting for that second. A beautiful move there. Just missed high over the bar.
Johnny Malera. Shot, save.
Seahawks starting to pepper some shots on Lancaster here on the man advantage. They'll keep that top line out there, but generating some good chances.
Dangerous play there for Lancaster as he was looking completely off to his right. On the opposite side was Logan Calder with a wide open net. Blue line play, Malera. Wines fires Lancaster again.
You just saw that one from stick to puck to glove. Well done by Lancaster, seeing that one all the way through.
1:13 remaining in the advantage as we play here with 14 and change left to go in the second. Seahawks added to the lead to make it 2-0. Strike back came from the Golden Bears. So 1-1 here in the second as we play 2-1 in the game. This one will go all the way down. Mitchell will set it for Kim. Line changes for both sides with 48 left to play in the advantage. Walensky weaving. Mitch Walensky still holding on to the puck. Still with it, and he'll deflect it up off of the side boards. Was looking for a little bit of help there from Dylan Price. And it gets cleared out of the zone by the Golden Bears defense, notably the 22 of Justin Sullivan. Kim sent that one back. Back to Kim in the corner again. Kim fires. That one had to get kicked aside by Lancaster and up into the netting. So 13 and change. A face-off just outside of the blue line, went off of a Seahawks player's stick. Stick taps signify the end of a penalty as it expires, and we're back to five-a-side hockey. And this one caroms all the way down. Mitchell's got to be careful, as right on top of it was Sam Mitchell for Dylan Price. Sideboards for Kraus. Mitchell will make the save.
Seahawks had some pretty good chances there on the power play. Golden Bears surprisingly just let 27 of Kim enter the zone without really any defense, just letting the Seahawks set up, but Seahawks failed to score, and they look to build off this 2-1 lead here about 7 minutes into the second.
For the 5 of Seth Benson. As it'll get chased to the corner, Johnny Malera. Malera got thrown down hard into the boards from Dalton Garcia. That one up into the backside of the arena.
You can see a couple pucks might have hit the roof in the past. Plenty of marks up there, and that one almost rained down on the heads of the Salve baseball team, as you can see behind the Salve net.
A traditional spot for that baseball team to stand. We've seen them there a couple of other games.
Well, another traditional spot would be atop the CCC for the Salve baseball team, I might add.
That's very true, and looking for a potential another good season out of them. Seems like the spring sports season looking to be fruitful for the Seahawks. Shot, score! As that one trickled right back and through traffic, the 22 of Justin Sullivan, and we're honors even at 2.
Those offensive own draws usually tend to start up some chances for these teams, and the Golden Bears battle back once again against the Seahawks. They've tied this game up at 2-2. 2 goals in just great fashion by the Golden Bears. Very physical, getting back on the Seahawks, and now we're tied.
Off of the backside boards. Salve is going to go for a line change, a whistle and a stoppage of play, and an interference call will go against the 49. Or no, did they get Western New England? Shoemaker collided at the blue line with the 12 of Jacob Andreko, and they've called Andreko for the interference.
It's funny, Shoemaker came to the bench looking pretty dejected, like the penalty was on him, and he skated right by the box.
You know, he collided, and it looked to me like Shoemaker might have been a second later to that spot than Andreko, but they've gone ahead and called it on Andreko. So the pass was coming from a Seahawks player to Shoemaker. Kim fires, save made. Johnny Malera just off to the side on this power play unit. They go Kim with Malera and Calder, along with Benson and Joe Kyle. Blue line for Kim. Drop that one for Malera. His shot gets deflected wide. Malera back at the blue line once again. Looks that one into the corner. Was looking for Kyle. Benson along the backside boards. Benson pulls. Malera fires. Spin around for Calder off of the pads.
Good puck moving here by the Seahawks in the offensive zone.
47 seconds left remaining in the advantage as we play with 10.5 left to go here in this second period. Hard shot from Malera. That one kicked aside by Lancaster.
Juicy rebound there, but no Seahawks home.
Brennan Kim in traffic. Malera in the corner. Drop again. Calder tried to poke check that one. Goes off into the backside boards. And this one will come all the way down. Just 10 seconds left to go in the advantage. Stick tap signify the end of a penalty. And we're back to five-a-side hockey. Couple of good shot opportunities there for the Seahawks, but nothing doing. Big hit along the side boards. Got taken down was Dylan Price. And 15 of Jordan Jockeman involved in that play. Walensky peels this one off the boards. Mitch Walensky to the corner. Tried to slot back. Nobody there. Taken away and sent along by the 26 of Sam Mitchell as he was working with John Dianello. Set up play here by the Seahawks. Shot, score, Price, second attempt, no! Dylan Price just had two really good attempts to score on Colton Lancaster and couldn't get it home. Into the corner. As it caroms around back to the blue line, can be kicked over top. Smerley working with Paquette. As Garrett Smerley sends that one down. Around the back side, and this one will get chased by Shoemaker. For Smerley. Fourth side. Shot! Oh no! It just went up over top. As the whistle sounds, and oh man.
What a golden opportunity for Brunton there. Beautiful centering pass. And just couldn't hit the open net.
Matt Brunton will have nightmares about that one.
Hopefully they're nightmares after a winning game and not one that you lost by a narrow margin, because those ones you remember.
Arm goes up. We're going to get a high sticking penalty. It's against the 43 in blue. And that's Caden Tenkoppel.
He does not agree. Arms up to the Seahawks bench. Basically the universal sign for what did I do?
I feel like this is a thing in hockey. Does anyone ever agree when they get called for a penalty?
This is also an excellent point, but not a spot the Seahawks want to take a penalty in. They just failed on a couple power play chances and now give the Golden Bears an opportunity to take the lead.
I still think of the Bruins Flyers video that's kind of gotten circled around. Mitchell's going to go ahead and save that one. As that gets pinned into the corner. Disagreements and penalties are very traditional. Shane Miller. Miller winds, fires. That one hits traffic and will get kicked out of the zone by the Seahawks defense. Benson and Smerley involved in that one. Floating through the neutral zone on the far side is the 27 of Demetrius Stefano. And it will be carried out here by Kroon. Josh Kroon sends that one wide. 54 seconds remaining in the penalty kill. Caden Kraus. Seahawks doing a good job here of pinning it into their offensive zone, even though being shorthanded. As Walensky had an opportunity. Azano just absolutely levels a Golden Bears player on the far side of the ice.
Hey, you head to the Rogers Rec Center in the basement. There's something called the weight room, Matt. And Azano spends a lot of time in there, sends a Golden Bear down.
Cleanly, we might add. And with 6:25 left to play here in the second, the Seahawks are going to expire this penalty. 10 couple out of the box, and we're back to 5-a-side hockey. Hard shot up over top of Mitchell, came off of the corner. And that was Diamond. Line change ensues. Kyle, loose puck in front, still loose, and it's going to get pushed to the corner boards. Smerly sends this one all the way through. Will get bumped down by Zimmer, and the Hawks will go for another line change. Smerly and Paquette on the ice right now, along with the 27 of Kim. They work with Brendan, Kim, and Dylan Price. Paquette and Price. As Price battles with that one along the sideboards, pokes back into the neutral zone. Comes over top, and it's tapped along by Smerly into the corner. Seahawks able to back check defensively. We're going to work to try to get this one out. Kept in for a moment, though, by Finn Bambury. And despite Bambury being on the top line and one of the starters in tonight's game, we really have not called his name just until that moment right there.
No, not really, but he had a huge hit along the end boards, almost away from the play, but the puck ended up being in the area. But well done by the Seahawks continuing this physicality.
4 and change left to go here in the second. 1-0 Seahawks after 1. Where will we stand after 2? That one just past Mitchell on the opposite side, and what a save by Mitchell on the crossback. And that came off of the stick of the 85 of Connor Leach.
And what a gorgeous save. A bit of a fortunate bounce there for the Golden Bears. The puck bounced right into the left slot, but well done by Mitchell going post to post, pushing off those strong legs and making a crucial save.
This one will get chased all the way down. Golden Bears will pick this one up for Leach. Leach through the neutral zone, blocked out by Kim. Mitchell again, another kick save is right in front of him was Sullivan. As we get a whistle and a stoppage of play. And a face-off will come on the other side of the ice for icing to be called.
Seeing a lot more activity on the Golden Bears offensive side. The Seahawks having a little bit of a trouble defending now after the first intermission.
Oh, 2 on offside. All right. So it was not off of a Seahawks stick. Western New England coach is not very happy. We won't repeat on air what just got said from their bench.
We don't have a bleep button over here, I don't think.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do not have a bleep button in the production right now. Big hit on the back side as the Seahawks continue to try to work this one. 3 and change left to go in the second. Looking for one more. Shoemaker out there on the far side as he works with Brunton and Azano. Gasick and a whistle And the net may have gotten just briefly dislodged from its moorings. Oh, did you just see that? The referee just handed the puck to the scorer's box. The puck had a chip like right off the whole side of the puck. That took a hard shot off of one of the stanchions.
I wouldn't want to be the puck in that situation.
Crazy things that we can see from our camera position just above top of the scorer's box area. And if you're ever at a game at St. George's Arena and you look directly behind the Seahawks bench, you'll see us. No broadcaster's booth from here at St. George's. We do the crazy things to be able to bring you the game.
We do the dirty work for you.
Mitchell will shepherd that along the backside boards. And it will get sent all the way down. Seahawks opportunity here. Trying to corral that one was Walensky, and it was bouncing a little bit too much for him.
Just a tough one to handle. Call that one a tumbling muffin.
Somebody watches a couple of Bruins games.
Yeah, maybe one or two.
That one will get sent back into the neutral zone. Whistle and a high stick is called of the non-penalty variety. And we'll get a face-off down inside of the Western New England zone.
Tough break for the Golden Bears there. Batting one out of the air with a high stick. Over 2 minutes to go here. And it's the Paquette line for the Seahawks.
Paquette out there along with Kroon and Price. Bauman and Brendan Kim. They have the 17 of Bauman into the corner boards. Pushes that one for Paquette. Paquette trying to send back. Was looking to get a little bit of help right at the top of the line from Brendan Kim, and a huge hit along the boards, and bodies are flying here. Hard shot that came from Price went just wide. And Lancaster, and there we go.
Matt, it could be the last game of the season for either one of these teams. And you're going to go down swinging if you're a hockey player, I'll tell you that.
That's when you have to be careful, though, of what you do so that you make sure if you're a returning player, you don't get yourself in some trouble for next season. I have to say, I saw that happen once, and it was kind of a bizarre thing. Saw a soccer player get red carded in the last game of the season. She ended up having to sit the first game of the next season.
Crazy that they remember over the course of an entire year, but I guess it's their job.
The NCAA does a good job of policing things. We know that well, regardless of what division you're in. Johnny Malera into the corner as Malera goes toe-to-toe against Stefano. In the final 90 ticks left to go here in the second period. This one will come back into the center for Malera. For Calder, Seth Benson. Does Benson have one more piece of magic off of the post? It came from the 73 of Brendan Kim.
That hit solid iron. A very loud, echoing clang.
And a very loud whistle from the referee and a cross-checking call coming. And this one is going to be The 6 of Josh Kroon.
It's funny the way Uncle Mo seems to pay his visits. One side, a shot rings off the post, and just 10 seconds later, a penalty goes against you.
So Josh Kroon in the penalty box, 2 minutes for cross-checking, and this one is going to be dangerously close here in the final seconds of this second period. Hard shot, save by Mitchell as that one came from Dianello.
Kick save and a beauty.
Jackman. Whistle. And I think the puck on its bounce around may have gotten a piece of the net. Just very at the top when we heard it hit the glass. Hard save there from Mitchell on the shot that came right from the top of the blue line as Jackman sent one. This one's going to come all the way down in the final 15 to go in the second period. Look out here on the short-handed side. Azano trying to get into the mix. This will get dumped all the way down. Horn is going to sound and end the second period of play. Trades of the many. Seahawks 2, Golden Bears 2, after 2. A 20-minute period left to be played. Will that decide it? Or will we see bonus hockey on a Wednesday night in Newport? You're watching the Commonwealth Coast Conference playoffs on Fans Only Sports Network. Back here on Fans Sports Network, third period action about to begin. Honors even at 2. Featuring the Salve, Regina Seahawks and the Western New England Golden Bears. Penalty boxes are empty. We play 5 aside. And what, maybe the final stanza?
You never know. I mean, we're just discussing the NCAA overtime rules. It may not come to that, but why don't you tell our viewers, Matt, what the OT rules are?
I think we're going to keep that in our back pocket until later in the period. Just, like a little bit of superstition.
That's a good point.
So we'll tuck away the rule book into our back pocket for later on in this period, but we do know what the situation is should things be necessary come towards the end of this third as we're underway in the third period. Tonight's game is brought to you by Joseph Lamy, attorney at law, 696 Reservoir Avenue in Cranston, Rhode Island. Visit josephLamy.com for more information, and by RR Elite Recruits with access to 3,000 schools, 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For being seen at the next level, be a part of RREliteRecruits.com. A good crowd this evening here from St. George's Arena as Mitchell makes the save, and a number of these Salve sports teams in attendance tonight as well, supporting their side as Mitchell makes another save. That one caromed back off the boards, and Mitchell's able to kick it away.
That one might have gotten a piece of iron on a deflection, but it hit softly, so we didn't hear it.
Mitchell will hold that one for a save and a stoppage of play.
Not an ideal opening for the Seahawks as they come out of the locker room and let up some pretty good chances for the Golden Bears. They stand tall of the task for now.
Faceoff comes down to Mitchell's right. Won by Western New England, and that one was fired hard by the 25 of Josh Bliss, and it ricocheted off of the boards. Will come all the way down. Seahawks trying to set this one up in the offensive zone. Crossing attempt that came from Malera just wide. Collar right in front. Collar fires one. That one off of the pads. Benson to the corner. Back for Logan Calder. Couldn't hold it. Malera taken away by Western New England, and this one will be saved by Mitchell in the attempt from Diamond. Juicy rebound right in the center. Benson able to work to corral that one up a little bit. And the Seahawks clear out of the zone. Will get an icing and a stoppage of play.
Seahawks seem to have lost a bit of that physical edge we saw them open up the game with. Perhaps it was pregame nerves, but they'd like to get back to that style of play and stay out of the penalty box here in the third period as they failed to do in the second.
Corralled by Gaylor as he sends that one down for the Golden Bears. Through the center as sticks go flying. Garcia trying to make an attempt. Garcia right in the center of the net area. And this one ends up caroming back for Damon Zimmer. Zimmer through the center, backhanded, and an attempt that got sticked aside came off of the 81 of Kyle. And Kyle's twig broke. Gets a new piece of wood. Azano, Kyle winds, fires that one just wide. Big hit in the corner boards from the 49 of Joel Shoemaker. Mitchell save on a streaking Dalton Garcia.
So both teams able to trade chances there. This is shaping up to be a heck of a third period here, Matt. Excited to see how it ends, if it ends.
17 left to play. Still a lot of hockey left on the board as we cross the 9 p.m. Eastern hour. Save made by Lancaster. Paquette right on the doorstep there for the Seahawks. Let's go, Salve. The chant started from the student section to our left. On the far side, winding, firing, may have gotten a piece of post, as that was a good attempt in the corner from the 29 of Dylan Price. Paquette with Price. Dispossessed of the puck by Andrecco. Mitchell will hold on to that one, and issues after the play. Brennan Paquette and the 85 of Connor Leach have tied up with each other a couple of times this evening.
I saw Sremley mixed in there, too. It's always the Seahawks defenseman standing up for their goaltender.
That puck floats high, gloved down at the neutral zone by Josh Bliss. Into the backside corner. Seahawks with an opportunity as Benson was able to rip one, and that one gets saved. Calder right on the doorstep, couldn't put one home. Pushed up along the backside boards is Benson. Cycles around and it comes back up top to the blue line. Azano will bring that one across for Shoemaker as they dump into the zone. Benson comes across. That one had to get sticked away by Lancaster. For Benson once again, Shoemaker on the blue line. Shoemaker spun around. Arm's going to go up, pedal. He's going to get called. Shoemaker wins the tripping call, and will put the Seahawks on the power play.
It almost turned into a sloppy play at the blue line, but well done by Shoemaker to stick with the puck, keep his eyes down, and just try to get the puck in deep, and then it's just a terrible penalty to take by the Golden Bears at a pretty crucial time in the game.
Eliciting the "you can't do that" chant from the Seahawks faithful.
And in fact, you can't.
Kim, Shoemaker, Walensky post. Back for Kim, Shoemaker slots that one across for Kim. They go to Walensky again. Corner shot again, this time on the far side. May have been Dylan Price in that one. And Price again just wide. Shoemaker, Kim. Kim scores! Brendan Kim, a power play goal. Check that, my apologies, Hoon Kim. It's the 27 and his fourth of the season.
We saw Brendan Kim earlier ring the post. And then another post on the power play by Mitch Walensky. But the Seahawks finally, after a plethora of posts, finally get one in. And it's 3-2 Seahawks.
It was the Kims on that power play. Brendan Kim, a couple of shots that rang the post. Hoon Kim, as he came out, is finally the one that puts it past Lancaster and gets the goal. Joel Shoemaker is going to pick up the assist, his 7th of the season. And the Seahawks are back up top. And a power play coming up for the Golden Bears. As Caden Tenkoppel is going to spend 2 minutes in the box again.
Matt, these Golden Bears just do not go away after the Seahawks score goals.
So Tenkoppel in the box for 2. Shot and blocked at the blue line by Caden Kraus.
He's definitely a grinder, is Kraus.
Kroon around the backside boards. That one sent wide by Mitchell. Kept at the blue line. Hard send. Blocked away by Mitchell. As Sam Mitchell for the Golden Bears trying to push that one. Smerly along the backside boards. Kroon will work to try to kick that one out. Got it off on the side for Matt Brunton, and the freshman Matt Brunton was able to send that one all the way down. 51 seconds left remaining in the advantage, with 13 left to play here in regulation. Blue line insert for the Golden Bears, the 91 of Jason Diamond. Look out the other way. Here goes Calder. Calder! That one up just over top. Had Seth Benson trailing on a shorthanded play. 27 seconds remain in the advantage. Time continues to tick down in the third. Will the clock be the friend of the Seahawks? As that one rolls right off of the goal line after Mitchell made a good save, lost his stick in the process. Azano dragging one, and Azano tried to send that one across for a streaking Calder.
This is some offensive penalty killing from the Seahawks.
Shorties are a thing in hockey, as the Seahawks seem to be hunting for one. Here's Benson with Kyle. Kyle's going to wait for Zimmer. Gets stood up, and it's taken away. Shane Miller back for the Golden Bears. Mitchell will send that one around. As we approach on 12 left to go, and the penalty expired, and we're 5 aside.
Seahawks had just about as many chances as the Golden Bears did on their power play. Even got an odd man rush, 3-on-2 out of it. But well done by the Seahawks, keeping the foot on the gas with the lead.
This one will get sent into the back corner. Of course, full coverage for you today here from St. George's Arena. Check out Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, all that stuff at FO Sports. That's at FO SPRTZ. And check us out tomorrow morning on Fans Only Sports. That's fansonlysprtz.com. We'll have full coverage for you from this game. Will Monast up over top on the other side, ready to write up a fire article on the course of this game tonight. Jacob Herzian around somewhere here doing another one of those fire Instagram reels. Chloe French and Linda Hawkins shooting our photography from the ice level area. Alden Darris up in the crow's nest on the camera tonight. And the legendary Bobby Olson and myself on the broadcast. Feel like I'm chopped liver next to you, the man of Salve.
Oh, it's been an excellent season of athletics. Let's see if the Seahawks can keep it going.
We will be back on the Salve campus Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Salve men's lacrosse in action again as they take on Maritime. That's SUNY Maritime. And we'll have all the action for you. 1 p.m. face-off again from top of field. And Brendan Kim is getting shoved to the ice by a number of yellow jerseys. And as I looked at the back of the Western New England jerseys, it made me remind myself if you subtract the golden bear on the front and the W on the sleeve, you're looking at Sweden. And it would be apropos to mention Sweden on the 43rd anniversary of the Miracle on Ice, which happened 43 years ago today. The U.S. beat the Soviet Union. 2 days later, the U.S. beat Sweden to win the gold medal at Lake Placid in the 1980 games. I was not born yet.
And Matt, neither was I.
I was a month away from getting born. I have watched that game so many times over and over on video. I have watched, obviously, the movie Miracle so many times over and over.
Probably my favorite movie.
And Herb Brooks, certainly a legend in the game of hockey that we lost many years ago now. Can't believe that it is, but enshrined in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And for all of us in the game of hockey in one way or another, I feel like we've been touched by his words in some way.
Absolutely. Again, one of my favorite movies of all time, but just a phenomenal sports story and just so inspiring, and a good reason why a lot of guys love hockey today, including myself.
Al Michaels was the voice of that game at the time, calling for ABC Wide World of Sports, and he's one of the reasons I got into doing what I do.
Oh, likewise. Him, Doc Emmerich, a lot of hockey voices, actually. Jack Edwards, Andy Brickley as well, but just a lot of great voices, especially in this area, for the game of hockey that we love, both listen to and watch. And we hope you the same.
This will get sent all the way down the ice by Tanner Coleman as Western New England is digging into the deep lines to try to find an answer here as time ticks away. 9.5. Oh, huge hit. Huge hit and down in a very spot of bother is a Seahawks player. There's going to be a conversation amongst the referees. To the box is going the 16 of Billy Hefferly.
And that may be 5 minutes, very well maybe 5 minutes. That might be a charging. It could be a lot of different penalties, but that's incredible. He was going right for the body and the lower body at that.
The down Seahawks player is the 22 of, is the 72 of Brenton. That's the 72 of Matt Brunton was the player that got hit. And a conversation amongst the referees. Game misconduct. He's gone. This is going to be a match penalty.
He was going right for the lower body.
This is going to be huge for the Seahawks because this is going to be a major and a game misconduct match penalty out of the game. To the locker room goes Billy Hefferly, and the Seahawks are going to have a 5-minute power play with 9:28 to go.
Hitting the showers early, and definitely deservedly. Again, he was going right for the knee of Brunton, and Brunton took that on behalf of his teammates. Now the Seahawks have a lot of work to do with up a goal, and they could definitely extend that.
They'll put Tanner Coleman in the box to serve the penalty. Malera. Shot save.
I think there's going to be a little bit of fire behind the Seahawks within these next 5 minutes. Definitely going to be pumped up after their boy goes down.
Brunton getting his leg checked out behind the bench by the Seahawks training staff. Kyle. Power play goal, Joe Kyle. It's 4-2 Seahawks, and there is still 4:37 of power play time as it's a major penalty.
How's that for fire, Matt? Joe Kyle makes it a brace, not one but 2 goals here for him. They make it a 2-goal lead, and I don't think they're done, Matt. 9 minutes left in the game. Like you said, 4.5 to go on the power play.
Joel Kyle picks up his 16th of the season. Johnny Malero will get the assist, his 17th. And there is consternation over the call. Seahawks wanted the puck all the way down. They're going to get it just outside of the blue line. Net was absolutely dislodged from its moorings. They're trying to claim Western New England was guilty of dislodging it, which would have put the puck all the way down. But all things being, 8 and change left to play. Walensky trying to pull the trigger. That one will horseshoe around the back side. Brendan Kim. Breton still getting worked on by the training staff.
Definitely favoring that left knee.
If I'm the Seahawks coaches, I might take a look at the situation at hand and just say, do we just let him rest for the next game? Brennan Kim. That one slots across Kyle once again. Kyle comes back through to the center. Carries that one over for the 73 of Brennan Kim. And it gets dispossessed and sent all the way down. Malera along with Kyle, Seth Benson, Brennan Kim, Logan Calder on the ice right now here for the Seahawks.
Hey, Matt, you touched on it at the beginning of the period, or perhaps it was the second period. You want to be physical, but you want to be smart, and you want to stay out of the box. And the Golden Bears just did absolutely not that, taking a 5-minute major in a playoff game.
In the third period, inside of the final 10, down a goal.
I mean, not you can't get much more negative than that.
Like, let's just add in. Let's build the sandwich while we're at it. What?
An offensive zone's off for the Seahawks. Still moving around. Shoemaker up top. Over to Kim. Kim has it in the high slot. Down the opposite dot, back to Kim. Puck's loose in front. And cleared down the ice by the Golden Bears.
Good opportunity here for the Seahawks to continue to hold this one. Walensky, Shoemaker, scoots up over top of his stick. This one will come all the way down. Seahawks are just going to waste time. Brendan Kim just stood back there. Clock is your friend now. Benson past Kim. That one's going to go down. We're going to get a whistle and a stoppage of play. And it'll bring it down on the opposite side. Seahawks caught with icing. Six and change left to go. Around the backside boards. Scoots past Malera. Mitchell will just go ahead and hold this himself. Mitchell plays around with the puck a little bit. There is a minute left to go in the 5-minute penalty. Already a positive penalty for the Seahawks. They got a goal. Off the sideboards, kept in by Malera. Down to the corner for Calder, back up for Kim. Kim goes to send one. For Malera, whistle. And he stopped to play. An interference call will be on the 81 of Joseph Kyle.
I mean, he said to the referee, I had the puck, and I kind of have to agree with him. He was just defending the puck and keeping the defender off of him. But he'll go to the box for 2 minutes, again at a crucial time.
Well, Western New England trails by 2. Last time here at St. George's, they lost by 2, 7-5. A much more high-scoring game than this one has been, but playoffs always seem to produce that. As it's carried around by Tenkapel. Azzano will chase it to the corner. Along the sideboards, Tenkapel as he tries to shepherd against the 97 of Matt Doherty. Doherty, Tenkapel, and it's peeled out into the center, and a hard shot may have actually not even gotten through. That one hit traffic. Shane Miller twice. Went right into the bodies of Price and Kraus. 4 left to go. 1 left to go in the power play for Western New England. If score holds, Seahawks will go on the road for the semifinal shot, and a save by Mitchell.
Seahawks doing well, keeping the puck out of the inside and forcing shots from the outside and keeping Mitchell's eyesight clear from the crease to the blue line, making easy saves along the way. And they're well on their way to victory. Just need to defend a little bit longer. 3:49 to go. We'll keep an eye on Lancaster with just under 4 minutes to go. They might go 6-on-5 relatively soon, down 2 goals.
I just laugh every single time a PA player plays the Cuffin Season song, not realizing it's from a Saturday Night Live sketch. She never actually did that song for her album. It just turned into something that got like super popular all of a sudden.
Right. I blame the world of TikTok on that one.
Yeah, exactly. No TikToks necessary here except for the clock ticking away from Western New England. As this one will go all the way down. For the 20 of Shane Miller to try again. Open ice play. Walensky. And that one went off of the pad. Score! It caromed off of the backboard after Walensky, and it came around for Logan Calder. Calder's been peppering the net all night long, and Calder finally is going to get one. He'll pick up his 11th of the season.
And Zach Clen's face just made me want to run through a brick wall on that one. Not even any emotion, just a stern look like he's been there before. And he gives a head tap to the line that was just out there. Well done by the Seahawks. Facing adversity, losing a line mate, and still get it done here in the third. Now they're up 3, and it's basically salted away at this point.
2 and change left to go. And a stoppage of play on a save made by Colton Lancaster.
Seahawks did have a 2-on-0, and I thought off of Walensky's stick it was sure in. But an excellent save by Lancaster, but he couldn't do it for too long as Calder was there to clean up the mess.
2.5 separating us from the finish line. Sullivan, as he goes down in a heap in the corner. And a rugby scrum ensues. They will continue to push out. It came back up top for Gaylor, fires one. And it's up out of play. Fans-Only Sports Network, tomorrow we will have a special edition of the Roadie Sports Show as the Salve Regina Seahawks hockey team, many of the players along with the coaching staff will join us tomorrow for a special podcast post-game show. And it's going to be certainly a lot of happy things to talk about off of the backside of this one.
Just a well-earned victory for the Seahawks. Definitely hard-earned, losing a guy, but they capitalized on basically every mistake the Golden Bears made, and they came out with a victory here.
Inside of the final minute and change left to go, as that one's going to click off of the side of Calder. Back up top, Kroon fires one wide. Smerly will tap this one in the neutral zone as Walensky was fighting for it as well too. Kroon picks it up. Last minute of play here in the period. No needs for rule books to be quoted in this game. Seahawks holding a 3-goal lead. Kroon dumps that one into the zone. Back for Smerly once again. This might be the final time that this Seahawks side will touch St. George's Arena ice for a game during this 22-23 season, as an arm is going to go up. And we're going to get a cross-checking penalty called with 20 seconds left.
Perhaps just a moment of pride here for the Golden Bears. You're essentially out of this game, but you want to end the season on a high note and perhaps put one away on the power play.
They have the clock officially at 24.2. As Brennan Kim goes to the box. Pinned into the corner. Azano is going to pull it out. They're singing "Hey, Hey, Goodbye" around the St. George's rink. This arena is going to go nuts. We're just going to let you listen to the final five. Seahawks win 5-2. They're off to the semifinals of the Commonwealth Coast Conference playoffs.
Playoff hockey, Matt, it does not get better than this.
A performance in net today by Levi Mitchell.
Very well done.
And then it was Joseph Kyle, Mitch Walensky, and Logan Calder, along with Hoon Kim, and a 5-2 performance by the Seahawks.
And then you love to see the handshakes at the end of the game. A feisty one at that, but it's all about sportsmanship at the end of the day. And I mean, the Golden Bears upset that their season's over, but just a great show of sportsmanship between these conference foes. Conference foes for the last time, as the Salve Regina Athletics Department switches to the NUMAC next year.
That is correct. We are closing off the final season of the Seahawks in the Triple C to the NUMAC. Things will go come the fall. But for all things being a Salve victory, 5-2 Seahawks win. That'll do it for us here from St. George's Arena. For Bobby Olson, I'm Matt Jolis, our entire team here at St. George's. Thank you so much for tuning in to Seahawks Hockey. Don't forget tomorrow, Seahawks special post-game show on the Roadie Sports Show on fansonlysports.com. That will be also available on demand as well, too. So if you miss the show live tomorrow, you'll be able to catch it on demand as well. Seahawks win 5-2. We'll see you tomorrow.